Hey, it's Laurel with Dabbling Hook. Today is May 7th. It's Thursday. One more day to the weekend. So this is the second time I'm going to be will have recorded this, is what I'm trying to say. I tried yesterday, Wednesday, but the lighting was so bad that even if I try to put stuff up close to the camera, the lighting was just terrible. Could hardly see. Anyway, so I'm going to, it's the end of the day, by the way, just got home from work, and I'm going to record again because I had a lot of this stuff put away already and I realized I never recorded. So anyway, and I'm in a rush, so I'm bumping things, and hopefully the lighting works, and don't mind the disheveled. It's the end of the day. All right, what do I have? I'm showing the Damn It dolls again. I made these out of all my scraps. I think I used all my blanket scraps and chenille scraps. I had explained it before, but what I didn't do was print the Damn It doll saying. So I just found one, printed it on cardstock, cut it, and you know, I have a little corner tool, so I rounded everything, and it's just tied onto there. So that's that. And then I made two of my rats. I think I have one, according to my inventory, one in stock, but who knows? I haven't checked since December. Yeah, this is Bernat blanket in taupe, the old formula, and this is the Bernat blanket or blanket yarn that I bought off Amazon because of you, Kim, Crafty Nomads. I finally got around to using it. So you can see the size difference. I'm pretty sure I use the same size 6mm J hook, and this is just so much more rigid and sturdier than that. This is this brown is a cross between the old blanket and the new blanket. It's kind of right in the middle, so you can see the difference even in the shaping and everything. So this one has some Bernat blanket in whatever pink, soft pink, baby pink, ballet pink, I don't remember. So I used it for all of that, and then I used the pink in something else, but I only had a little bit left, so I did the nose. I started it off with the pink, and then the rest is the this is what's happening to my lighting, so hopefully I can hurry up. I use the frosting, the pinky frosting yarn for the rest of the accents. So for my rat, it's my formula, and the way I did it before, I did the body and the tail, and then I went back and surfaced on the ears and the feet. And then when I started, I started with pink before, and then for a while I was just going back and whip stitching it instead of color changing. I've gone back to starting with the color. But now I'm figuring out where I want things to be as far as the limbs, so I can do it as I go. With me, when I follow a pattern, nothing ever lines up. I think maybe 1% of the time it lines up, so I try to do things my way to figure it out for my tension and the way I work. But two, I'm hoping to make another couple of them before a week from Saturday, but who knows. All right, so last time I showed, or in the last clip, I showed the Sleeping Dragon, Baby Sleeping Dragon by Nook's Hooks. Or is it Nook Hook? I never remember, but Nook's Hooks, we'll say. I'm sure you guys probably seen it. I'm sure probably you've seen it, but a lot of people are making it. It's really cute. It's pretty much no sew. The only sewing you have to do is tacking the tail to the head, so you know it's sleeping on the tail. So I did this one in Stash Goals with some what did I use for the brown? Dollar Tree doubled. Love that brown. You know that. So there's that. I got a little obsessed. So I did another Stash Goal because I bought a lot of Stash Goals, and some of them are so hit. It's hit and miss, but some of them are such a miss, not a hit. They're dry, sticky, draggy. It's just painful to work with. But anyway, I made another one in this turquoise, and the trim looks black, but it is stash gold as well, but in it's like a hunter green, dark forest green. So is that, and the horn is just, it's actually some of the demi pearl. I think it's the, I forget what the colorway is, but it's like a pearl color. And then I did one in what do you call it? I did one in Parfait Chunky doubled. I love using it doubled. It just has a good feel to it, good solid sturdy feel. And I love this goblin colorway, which is not really being done justice in this lighting, but yeah. And then this is also Parfait in plum. Nice jewelry purpley plum color. And then it has some blanket yarn. I think it's a dapple cake. So I'm using up what's left for the horns, but yeah. I love the wings. I saw Heather from Cottontail Crafts, I think is her channel. She did this pattern, but she used different wings because I guess she didn't like this wing or preferred the other one, whichever. And I can see doing that because I do switch things around in other dragons, but I like this one because it's sleeping and it kind of acts like a blanket covering it up as it's sleeping. And as a bonus, the wing is kind of cupped the way it's crocheted, so if you just kind of flick it, you kind of get, you know, that its wing is up, and then you pop it back and it's just covering it. Love that. Love this colorway, Goblin. Next I did, what did I do next? I have some clearance Bernat blanket. This is the moss colorway. It's the old formula. Actually, it's a little softer than the old formula, but it's still pretty sturdy. But love it, love it. And I use some of the Goblin to do the accent color. So this one, I don't know if it'll show on camera, but it's a bit bigger than obviously the stash goals, because this is a thicker one. And then I did one, so I showed the brown from Amazon. It's basically blanket yarn repackaged. But I did one, and this one reminds me of, oh, it's so dark, it's the colors. Missing the color. Let's see, does that help? Oh, that's washing it out. Ooh, big time. That's better. It reminds me of red velvet. The brown is such a good brown. Ooh, I got an end sticking out, I gotta fix. And then this red was some, I'm pretty sure it was some Sweet Snuggles that I had a small cake of, you know, leftover yarn. So I thought it looked great together. The horn, it's what I had on me at the time. I would have chosen something maybe like an antique-y white color instead, but it's the shades of gray and white Bernat blanket, but a little red velvet. And then finished this one last night. Again, some old formula Bernat blanket in, I believe it's cranberry. It's one of the clearance ones on Hirschner's. And then I used some, what do you call it? Basic chenille. Basics, yeah. For the accent. I think it's like the sun-kissed or something colorway. It's the oranges and yellows and pinky colors, so I think it complements it pretty well, I think. And again, some, the horn is some demi pearl. I don't know if I said that in the other one, but it's demi pearl. So, love that. I love flicking up the wing, and you kind of, like it's sleeping, but it's disturbed, and it flicks its wing up, and then it goes back to rest. Ah, love it. All the others I used just black cotton for the eyes, but I didn't have it with me when I finished this one, but I did have some blanket yarn, so I just used that. And I like that it stands out more, so I may do that. especially for the little bigger ones. And then I wanted to see how it would look in the basic chenille, the tie-dye, because I like that range. And I made that one. Now, in a skein of basic chenille, normally I use a 5.5 millimeter or sometimes 5. This particular colorway, maybe it's just a bad batch, is very thick feeling and sticky and draggy because I'm using basic chenille for, I used it for a different dragon and it was much softer and smoother, but this one, you know, even though for most of these I use a 6 millimeter, but for this I use a 5.5. The skein basically got me the body, and then I had just enough to do the outline of here. Normally the wing would be the same color as the body. I ran out, I only had enough, whatever you see on the wing accent. I think I ended up with maybe like 4 inches of yarn left. So 5.5 millimeter with basic chenille tie-dye will get you the body and enough for the trim. And when I did this first, I didn't bring an accent color with me, so the horns I also made in the same colorway. So maybe I could have gotten, well, it still wouldn't have been enough for to do the wings. So I did the wings in some what do you call it, mystical, Bernat mystical, and I think it complements it very well. And my battery is flashing, darn it. I got a couple more to show you. It's gonna shut off on me, so I'll be right back. Battery changed. So as I was saying, one skein, 5.5 millimeter will get you the body, but you will need a different color for the wings. If it's the softer formula and use a 5.5, you might be able to get away with doing the wings as well, but it's different. It's very busy. So I think you kind of lose some of the detailed look of it with this busy yarn. So I may just use it for just as the accent or you know, the spike. But I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Maybe some of the lighter colors will work better, but this one you kind of lose the detail with all the color, the busy color. But so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them made so far since last week. And then, not sorry for the crinkling, because I had this next make another dragon, but it's not this one. It's Diddy Dex. It's the other one that I like to make. Got it in one of my bags that, do I even have my label? I like to put my label on the inside. Now it goes on the outside. But this is one of the older bags that I made. I really need to get back into it. I really want to, but time. Yeah, so one of my older bags, and I think this fabric was like almost upholstery. It's a heavier fabric anyway. But my project really was very matchy today because I used a 5.5 millimeter hook, so it's green. This is green. My little notions pouch, let me see, where is it? Matches the color too. You'll see in a second. You can see all the colors. And this is a little notions pouch that Angelia, the little house mouse, is that what her channel is now? I forget, but she had gifted this to me. So I use it all the time. But this is another basic chenille tie-dye. Yeah, I think, I don't know what I was thinking, but I made another Diddy Dex. I started it last night. I think I got everything done except the wings last night. So the skein got me the body. Did I have any left over? I barely had any left over, I think, when I did this. I'm trying to remember. Do I? I had this left over. from the one skein and a 5.5 millimeter hook from Basic Chenille. So I love this colorway. It's called Daisy Chain, and it's a little blown out, but I think, I don't know, I think there's another one that was one of my favorites at the time, but this might be edging it out. And when I did this, I forgot to bring, I wasn't home and I forgot to bring safety eyes with me. So I just kept going, and then I embroidered safety eyes. And I'd mentioned that I have a hard time doing any indentation because this needed it. So what I did was do the indentation. I figured out where I wanted the eyes, put markers there. I did the indentation first, and then I came back and did the eyes. It's a little fiddly because, you know, I had to go around the dent and everything, but it's kind of like slanted almost. And I did give them like eyelashes, or yeah, eyelashes. You can see it better on this one. I think this one's a little longer, and this one is hiding a little in the yarn. Yeah, this one's definitely longer, but this one's there, but it's got pulled in a little. I may have to wiggle it out. But yeah, I did little kind of side slanted eyes on there. Oh, and I'd mentioned in previous clips, I don't do the ears separate anymore. I figure out where I want it and I crochet it as I go in. I don't do the horns separate. I actually got that from Crafty Kate. She does the horns in the round, so I figure out where I want it and I do the same, but I crochet on the ears as well, so I don't have to sew anything on. So the only thing I have to sew on are the wings. The original pattern has you making the legs and sewing it. I make them and I crochet them in as I go instead. So only sewing the wings. And this wing is done in some, whatever the orange color is called, in Mystical. I need to figure out how to do the wings mirrored, because you make the two the same, and when you put the second one on, it's going to be backwards, and I don't like that. So, because one is kind of curved one way, the other one is curved under, so I always have to keep fiddling with it. But yeah, I love this colorway. Daisy Chain. Love it, and I'm especially pleased with how the eyes happened. Oh, the other thing I think I mentioned in the previous clip was the pattern has the face starts with chains. Maybe I'm just being lazy, or for me it's just a little fiddly, so I do it in the round. So it's just a little, it's more pointy rather than wide, doing it that way, but I'm willing to sacrifice. And I do add another increase, so I add at least three more rows, 2 or 3 more rows. It depends on the yarn and how it's looking to the head, because the one that she makes, it's palm size, it's really tight and small, and I think this is a good size. And I start the tail with 5 instead of 4, because no, just no. It's a no. Yeah, so not bad. Yeah. Oh, I lied. The other sewing, you have to sew the head to the body, but based on a couple, I forget whose pattern. I think it's Atomic Crochet, her horse pattern. The way she does her horse, you know, when she gets partway to the head, she kind of crochets it into the body, and since the body's already like closed off, I can easily do that. So I gotta remember next time I make it to do the body first, and do the head last, so that way I can crochet it in and eliminate another sewing step. So that is that. And the only other thing that I made, because this was all done except for the wings, and I did that at work today. The only thing, I brought extra yarn with me. This is Posh, the Joanne Posh. Did you guys notice that Michaels is not rebranding or renaming the Posh now, or they're calling it Posh Chic instead of just Posh now, which is, I find odd, because they had brought it on with a different name and I went back to Posh. Now it's Posh Chic. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the one other thing that I did. I bring my little baggie of stuffing with me. Oh, the only other thing, I checked my inventory in the app and it said I only had like 4 of these left, and these and the mini frogs and the mini chicks are, I think, the only things I'm going to keep at that low price. I think this is like my $5 bin or something, because I'm just not enjoying making a whole bunch of little things, so it's going to be that. And this is quick enough. So this is by Chez du Couton, Sweet House Cotton. If you try to what is it, if you try to translate it, it's French based on the way it's written. It's French, so it's Sweet House Cotton, or Sweet Cotton House, whichever. But anyway, I made one. I was hoping to make a couple more, but I ran out of time. So I have small, not small, but I have little cakes of leftover Posh that I'm going to use, and I make these in all colors, so all the Posh colors, and that is it. So took longer than I thought. Like I said, I just got home, so I need to go have dinner. I need to go put these back because half of these have already been priced and they were in bags, and I had to pull them back out because I forgot. So I don't know, it's now a toss-up between my 2 favorites right now, Didi Dex and this. This, there aren't limbs. The only other thing that you're making are the wings, whereas this you have to make, you know, the 4 legs and then all the parts. Oh, I use the legs, which is very much, I mentioned, very similar to another pattern. I use theirs because it's a little easier. No slip stitching and all that in there. So, but it's, otherwise it's very similar. And then I just sew it in. So, too cute. I love this colorway. Daisy chain. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, it's Laurel Dabbling Hook. What are you guys doing? Okay, this should be, I'm looking at something on one of my makes. Oh, it's good. Okay. Where was I? It's Thursday, the 13th. Hold on. No, the 14th. Yeah, I was counting backwards. It's Thursday, the 14th, 2 days before my craft fair, and lunchtime. It is rainy. It's gray. Even though it looks like there's light, it's just very ho-hum outside, and it's been raining all week, on and off for the past 2 weeks, which we need. But so far, I keep checking the weather app to make sure Saturday is going to be okay, and it's been holding steady, and I hope that I don't get a surprise like late tomorrow that it changes. But it's just had a sun all week, but it's been raining on and off, and I've gone, I think, 2 years with at least one rainy craft fair, and I don't want to do it again. So yeah, 2 years ago I had one where it was really bad because it's one of my best craft fairs. Oh, my hair's all over the place. Anyway, and because it rained, I did like a fifth of what I normally did, and I was thankful because I had sales, but the rain was just absolutely terrible. So let's see. Yeah, that's it. I'm just getting ready for a craft fair in 2 days. So I think this should be the last clip before the craft fair. Not sure when you will see this, probably way after the craft fair, but anyway, like I said, it's lunch hour, so I need to do this and be done. What am I sharing? So I said I wanted to make another one of these. This is on the tutorial it says the cute cozy goose, but when she's talking she says it's Martha, the cute motherly goose. But anyway, my second time making it. Now I tried 3 times with the eyes, and for some reason it just, the symmetry wasn't there, and you know, we don't have perfectly symmetrical eyes, blah blah blah. So I just decided to leave it before I ruin the yarn. But I don't have the old one. You see bag there, and there's like 4 of these big bags back there. You realize how much stuff I had. Yeah, after the fall fairs where everything's heavy and weighted, I just go into amigurumi mode and I added to what I already had. So anyway, there are 4 of these big bags as well as 2 smaller IKEA bags that I have. I'm going to try to combine them all into the 4 big bags, hopefully, because my car is going to be chock full, and I'm worried for the winter time or the fall when I have the wearables as well as amigurumi. It'll be a lot. Problem for future me. Anyway, I made another one. The first one I made with Cozy Cub, so it was probably up to about here tall, totally, but, and then obviously much smaller, but now this is the stash goals. So a distressed look. I know it's not coming off on the screen, but it's definitely like terry cloth fuzzy looking. I have another project that I use stash goals with, and I've decided you can't tell me different than they got the bad batch of what do you call it, home slim. I swear, because this last one that I used was it was so soft and just so nice to work with, except the shed, and then you can't sew with it because, and when you rip out, it leaves the little indentations where it's finished project, feels great, looks great, but working with it is a pain. But the stash goals was so hit or miss, or is so hit or miss. You have this very fuzzy, distressed looking, oh there you go, types, and then this other project where it's just spot on. I know Kim, hey Kim, the Crafty Nomad, she said the ones that she was working with weren't so bad. I know she had some distressed ones, but this is the first one I've gotten that's been a-okay, and it just completely reminds me of home slim. All right, and I've gone on what feels like a 5-minute tangent. This is the goose. I'm definitely going to make another one. I want to try it in a different color. I know, you know, the white goose, but I gotta look up pictures of different colors of geese, because I wanna make another one. It's so cute. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's like almost a derpy looking face. This tiny head, the big butt, it's everything. I love it. I love it. So I didn't think I'd get to the second one, and I did. You know, I was gonna say blame, but thank insomnia for that. Okay, next thing that I made, as I was saying with the stash goals. Oh my goodness, how cute. How cute. I love making dragons. I love dragons. I love foxes. I think elephants might be number 3 of the things that I love. It's just, there's so many variations. Trunk down, trunk to the side, trunk up and curved out. It's just, there's something about it that just makes it so cozy. And then in this yarn, this is stash goals in like a light slate blue color kind of, and it's just so adorable. I'm getting better with indenting the embroidered eyes. Before, I did the indentation first, and then I did it on, I forget what project it was. This time I tried indenting after. I didn't go too crazy, so there's just a little bit. In the tutorial, so this is I think it's just called Crochet Elephant by oh my gosh, who was it by? Yarn Symphony. Yeah, the tutorial is great. I love how she attaches the ears. I think I will try to use that in other things from now on. And the head was done from front to from back to front. Usually the patterns or tutorials go from the trunk to back. This was from back to front, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think it made it easier to stuff it too. And then what is it? The only thing you have to do is sew the head to the body, and then you have to, well, I was gonna say you have to tack the trunk, but the trunk is tacked as you're going around, which is also a you know, interesting way of doing things. I did go back and tacked it a little tighter because it was kind of loose or a little too stretched, I guess, for my liking. And then she just did a little, you know, feeding the yarn and cinching it to get this little curve here. So all in all, I love it. It's a tutorial, and I will be definitely making it again because it's so darn cute. When I embroidered the eyes, I think I went slanted that way with the eye, and I might try going straight up, because when I first did it, it was looking very severe and not very friendly. So I added the eyelash and then highlighted, because she only had the white at the bottom, I think, and then I added the little light glint to it just to soften it up a bit. But love it. And again, stash goals, it is basically home slim. You know, I will stake everything, well, not everything, but I will, you know, I will stand by. I think this was home slim when they had all the debacle with the thing, and I think Hirschness just bought up all the bad stuff, and it was hit or miss, because this one was a definite hit, and it just feels just so inviting, and you just want, even Father Minion was like, ooh, he was hugging it. So yeah, so yeah, head to the body is basically the only real sewing that you have to do, other than, you know, giving this shape. So cute, so cute, so adorable. Ugh, I'll be so surprised if this doesn't go on Saturday. So surprised. If I had the time, I would definitely make another one, but I did this over like 2 days because, you know, working person and all that. All right. Other things I made 5, 7, 9 of these, because I think I only had maybe like 2 or 3 left. I won't hold up all of them, actually. I'll hold up one color of each. So these are the what do you call it, stingrays from Chez du Coton, Chez du Cotton, if some people want to pronounce it that way, but for me, Chez du Coton. So I just made some. I like making in Posh and a 4mm hook. It comes out just the right size. Works up. This one, I think I saw somebody knotting hook. I think she, to save time, I think this was like last year sometime, instead of switching the color, she just went with the same color, and I'm like, oh, duh, why didn't you think of that? You know, especially if you don't, you know, if you're doing them and you forget to bring the secondary color. So this is with the white underbelly, and this is just all with the same color. This one, I ended up embroidering the eye just to see. I need to work on it, or bring them a little closer, or what have you, but anyway. So, yeah, that's that. I have 3 of this color, but 2 of the other colors. That's the raspberry pink color, or bubblegum pink, I guess. The peachy color, peachy orange, and blue, and then kind of the sea glass, sea green color. So 9 of those to add with, I think, maybe 2 or 3 of this size that I have in stash. But I do have some slightly bigger ones that I made out of blanket yarn scraps. Those don't go as fast as these do, obviously, because these I do for like the $5 bin, and then the other one I put in the $8 bin. What else? This I finished last night, or I did them last night. I've had this in my saved for a while, and I've had it saved on Instagram for a while, and I know I have one saved on YouTube that I've had for a while. Never got around to it. I think I made it once from the YouTube tutorial, whatever that was, and I didn't like the way she did the beginning, and this one was kind of the same thing. It had you do like 1 round of 6 for the snout, and then do the rest and sew the snout. And I'm like, don't need to do that. You can just do it all in one. So the only thing you have to make and sew is this. You make 2 of these, you sew them together, and then you sew it onto the body. So anyway, I decided to make these finally because I had ordered some when Hirschness was having like the 25-cent shipping. Of course, I went to look, and I wanted the fall harvest, I think it's called, or fall leaves colorway from Bernat Blanket. I made one of the foxes out of that, and I like that colorway, so I went to see if they had any. They did, so I bought a couple. I think I bought 3, and then I just did others to get the 25-cent shipping on 35, I think it was. So a light gray, a dark gray, or medium or regular, I don't know, the gray, light gray color, and I gave it I bought these felty flock noses, so I put that on there. Oh yeah, really easy to do. I used, instead of, what do you call it? Ami sticks, which I have 8 of them. Or is it 6? I have 4 of the shorter ones and I think either 2 or 4 of the long ones, but anyway. But I didn't have that with me last night, but I have long, really long dull needles, so I use that to hold it in place. And for these, I make 2 of them, but the first one I make it 1 round less. It's a 5 round of 6, so I make 4 rounds on the first one, and then 4 rounds on the second one, and then when I attach it, I put the last round because it's 5 rounds of 6 single crochets. So on that 5th round, I just I attach them together instead of sewing them. I attach them together like when you make legs. You do the chain and then you have to attach them. When you do something from bottom up. Ooh, Minion 2's coming down because I think he's heading to work, and he's not gonna. Welcome by. Say hi. Anyway, so yeah, 2 seals. Finally made them. Good size. I think I used a 5.5 millimeter with. You're gonna hear life noise. With a, what do you call it? Basic chenille in gray, because I don't think I have a lot of gray in my stash at all in that size. So, right. And then the thing I've been mildly obsessed with, enamored. I'll just show this first because I used the rest of it. I bought this yarn specifically to see how I've been making the dragon by Nook's Hooks, the sleeping baby dragon. I'm gonna try to do this before it shuts off on me. And I bought this yarn at Michael's. I think it's called the Fluffy. It's like a number 7 Bernat blanket, very heathery looking. So I'm like, I wonder what the dragon would look like. So I made it, but then there was a little left, and I was just able to get one of these pocket frogs. Obviously it's not pocket because it's the number 7 yarn. Ooh, my timer is red, so that means it's about to shut off. I timed that perfectly. As soon as I said it, it shut off. Anyway, pocket frog, so good size one. I usually make the small ones in Posh that I put in my $5 bin, so you can see just about the difference of what it would look like. So one of these. The only things here that are tagged are these, so I gotta tag all this when I'm done. So anyway, what I wanted to see was how the sleeping baby dragon looks like. No sew sleeping dragon. The only thing it's not really sewing, you're tacking the tail to the head, but really hard to see again with the variegated yarn. I think this really works well with a solid color, or like maybe a solid color with speckles, but the variegated you kind of lose a bit of the detail, but you still get the idea of it. So you just tack the tail to the head. Yeah, but I like it. It's big. I don't have the regular size to show you, but yeah. The horns is just some demi pearl on there, but that's the biggest size so far. And then of course I had to latte it. So I have to latte it. Now I wish I had a lighter color of latte, but again, you're gonna kind of lose some of the detail because of all the fuzziness and everything. And since I was latteing, I decided it needed like a fun fur or fuzzy kind of trim. So here, it has to come up close. So this is, I think, the Lion brand. I forget what it's called, Pelt, or one of their fun fur types. And I'm sitting right next to the kitchen, so obviously you're gonna hear all his my phone buzzing. Probably reminded me it's almost time to go back to work. But yeah, latte, fuzzy latte. The wing has been trimmed. The fun fur has a bit of a sparkle to it. It's not coming up really on camera, but all the little kind of twinkly, it's really a sparkly thing to it. But I absolutely adore it. And even though it's small, it was a pain because working with the latte, and I wanted to try it in the touch of something. One of the fuzzy, it's really slippery and really a pain to work with, but I thought it would look really good, but I don't think I have time to tempt it. But this, even though it's small, is going to be priced at the regular price that I priced my other one, and it's just so... Can I focus? There you go. Look at that. I know the lighting is terrible, but yeah, it really is that. There's his nostrils, his sleepy eyes. So cute. Okay. Last, I wanted to see, I was working with Posh, so I wanted to see what it would look like in Posh. And I think I mentioned in a previous clip that in the pattern, one of the photos from the testers had it in this bright green, and I actually went looking for a bright green blanket type yarn. Didn't find it, but I had Posh. I had Posh. I had Posh. Oh, look. Oh my goodness, look at it. I wish I had tacked closer to the snout. That way the head was like a little more into the tail, because right now it's kind of sticking up. But look at that. And it's got the bright pink, the bright pink from like that on there. So it's very summery and very spring summer color. But I just love it. And I love, and I'm pretty sure, because looking at the pattern picture, hers looks flat. So obviously my tension's always tight, but it cups, so you can kind of flip it, and it's almost like if it's sleeping, right? And then something disturbs it, so its wings, like, you know, get startled, so it goes up, and then when it's all calm, it just goes back to sleep. You cup it back, it just goes back to sleep. All's well. But if it gets startled, then what's going on? Whoop. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. It's all one piece. You know, the techniques. It's just, it's good. It's good. So that's what I have. I need to tag and put these in my bag. Try to make some. I don't know if I'm even gonna bother trying to reorganize the bag, because it's a lot, and I don't want to get overwhelmed. So on that note, it's time to go back to work. So fingers crossed for this weekend, and I will talk to you guys in future me. Bye.